Okay, part two of the discussion. So, like I was saying, because I'm a black man, the issues that Black Lives Matter do affect me too. Yeah. Now we're dealing with someone who got killed, so that's a very, very extreme escalation in terms of what corruption brings. Yeah. So, in terms of grading them, their approach, I will give them an A minus. A minus. Reason being, um, they have managed to to kind of keep their eye on the ball, and they their reciprocation uh, is not too extreme. Yeah, and it's like playing a guitar. When somebody does something to you and you need to do it back to them, you might do a bit more, you might do a bit less. You're trying to match something that's already happened, and since there's no two processes or events that are identical in nature, trying to match something that's happened, there'll be a tolerance, there'll be a within range that you can call acceptable. Yeah, but in terms of personal stories that have been that we have to. This is why I brought up the Me Too as well, because the victimization I've faced might have fallen into the Me Too category rather than the Black Lives Matter category. Yeah. But where you make a distinction is when it's very hard to make a distinction, because you could be under glass ceilings and you could be under that kind of behavior, um, for or canvas ceilings or whatever they call it, for reasons that are more related with um, what your classification is: immigrant. Um, well, uh, it's very hard to see racism separate from the Me Too idea. It's very, very hard. Yeah, because those are two different problems now. Yeah, you see, but in my experience, yeah, it's kind of the same example. Yeah, the same example. You know, luckily for me, the corruption weren't um, it wasn't there. Um, how should I put it? Um, it wasn't as severe as what most people have gone through, but it is quite severe because obviously my career got stunted. Yeah, and that's my livelihood and so forth. Yeah, so and also my human rights got degraded. Yeah, and and so forth. But the thing is, why I can't say that it falls into the Black Lives Matter categories, because even black people do that to me. Yeah, so that's how I make the distinction. If I find something that white people do to me or other races do to me that my own race doesn't do to me, then I can say it's that. Yeah, but but there's very few things I can find that fit that that criteria criterion. Yeah, very, very few things in my life that other races have done to me that my own people haven't done to me. Very few. Yeah, so I'll give them an A minus, because they've taken time to actually try and decipher the difference between the Me Too concept and the minority concept. Where they overlap, they've tried to avoid that, but sometimes they overlap. Yeah, with what should be Me Too, they classify as Black Lives Matter. Sometimes they overlap, so that's why I didn't give them an A plus and I gave them an A minus. Yeah, but they've worked hard to try and make sure they don't mix the two up, and because it's very hard to do, it's very, very, very hard to do. Yeah, because remember, you have to look at it from both sides. Yeah, as a citizen, you're expected to know the law like you've got a degree in it. Because as soon as you break some obscure law, that you're like, how was I supposed to know that that's a law? How was I supposed to know that? I would have needed a degree in law to know that. Yeah. So the law has become so complicated because of the greedy. The system became greedy for us. They became greedy in collecting taxes for us. So again, it's the community that needs to make sure that they don't encourage this. They don't give the system the impression that they need to become more greedy. Yeah. But there's a few things that have happened recently that means that our health services are going to be having to to cater for people that they wouldn't have had to in the past. Let's just put it that way. There's people who are making lifestyle choices, yeah, that are not fundamental, yeah, lifestyles, yeah, that also want to have that kind of coverage or protection from from the health services. So now we're gonna need to pump in more money, and we're gonna need them to become more greedy in collecting it, and they're gonna become more domineering